Mr. Khan, it's a pleasure to meet you in our, let's call it studio. So how would you assess BSH Russia going through the pandemic crisis? What are the main measures you took to protect your employees?
Yeah, we were impacted like so many companies at first in March when the lockdown was announced. That meant that we had to close our facilities. We have a factory in St. Petersburg. We produce washing machines, refrigerators. We have logistic facilities, warehouses in St. Petersburg and in Moscow. And we have offices where people from business administration, marketing and sales work. So we had to close all those facilities. And especially the closure of a factory in a warehouse is quite painful because it means that you stop all your operations. At the same time, all shops had to close, physical stores had to close, only online sales continued. For 2 months, actually, we were more or less paralyzed. We couldn't do much in our factories. Our colleagues from that normally worked in the office went into home office mode, worked from their home. But fortunately, after 2 months, we could open our factories because we are an essential company. We produce products that are needed by consumers in Russia. So we opened facilities, but taking into account, of course, all the protection measures to protect our people who work in the factory, in the warehouse. And then shortly later in the year, in June, the lockdown measures were released. Shops could open again. And then we experienced a very different situation because there was a high demand for home appliances. The focus of the people turned now more to their homes. People spend a lot of time in their homes. They are not spending money on holidays, not in dining out, less money on fashion, etc. But what is more and more important for them is the quality of life in their homes. We're facing a huge demand for home appliances since June. It's continuing till now. So now we're working actually on the full pressure to fulfill this demand. So this is a very special year, I would say, with ups and downs. We had the down during the lockdown, and now we're having an up. Actually, this corona pandemic is bringing very extreme cases to companies that are more or less out of business because they don't have any demand, and are companies that are facing a huge demand. Unfortunately, we are part of the last group.
So Bosch history in Russia started like more than 100 years ago. So the modern history is, of course, a bit less. It's like 20 plus years. Correct me if I'm wrong. And yeah, you have you're operating 7 plants in Russia with the one that you already mentioned, the one in St. Petersburg that is producing washing machines, refrigerators. So what about a general socio-economic input into Russia's economy?
Yeah, you're right. Bosch is already for a very long time in the country. Actually, I'm responsible for the home appliances division of Bosch. We've also been some time in the country, but 10 years ago, we started to open our factory in St. Petersburg. So at that time, we experienced Russia as an important growth market. And we thought, when you want to be successful in Russia, you need to build products for the Russian market in Russia. So since then, we started our factory there that also includes development. So we not only manufacture there, but we develop also washing machines and refrigerators. And of course, this has an effect on the local community in St. Petersburg, because we need qualified people in our factory. We need qualified people in development. So we have a strong cooperation with universities, for instance, and we train people on the job to reach the right qualification to work in our company. So this is also developing the people there. And we're establishing strong relations with our suppliers, because to reach the quality standards of Bosch, development of the material that the supplier provides is needed. So we don't believe in short-term relationship with suppliers, but we really build on the relationship, and we know from them that they also very much appreciate this because it also makes them better. And it's never for a very short term; it's always for a long period of time. I think this is an important contribution to Russia, to the socio-economic factors of Russia. Apart from that, we are, of course, a taxpayer, and also in this way, we are contributing to the country. We have more than 1,000 people here on our payroll. The company that is contributing to the local community, and that is for us very important to continue to do that.
The sustainable development agenda, I would say, it's a must for any innovative company globally. And even like some experts say on Davos Forum, it is a must for a company that plans to stay on a global market within the following 50 years. Sustainable development goals and SDGs, as they say it in short. So the recognition of SDGs grows in all industries, in all businesses. Could you please tell us what are the top priorities for BSH Russia with this regard? And what spheres you may call BSH Russia is a true leader, and what examples truly inspire you?
Yeah, happy to tell a bit more about it, because it's also a topic that's very much important to myself. First of all, home appliances consume quite a percentage of the energy consumption in households. So home appliances are very relevant products when it comes to sustainability. So we take that as a responsibility to reduce the consumption of home appliances. This is already one of the first steps we can make. So if you look at the development of home appliances over the last, let's say, 15, 20 years, the percentage of energy reduction is enormous what we reached. Mm-hmm. A refrigerator nowadays is only consuming 30-40% of what it consumed 15 years ago. In innovation, in bringing new product categories, our goal is always to come up with a new generation that is more energy efficient. We're quite successful with it, especially with refrigerators. Refrigerator is a device which is 24 hours, 7 days a week on. And there it really makes sense to invest in energy consumption. Bringing down energy consumption is one. The second one is quality of our products. A high quality product is more sustainable than a product that after a short while has to be replaced. As Bosch, we focus very much on the quality of our products. In general, the lifetime of our products is 10 years mm-hmm. plus. And this is very much anchored in the Bosch brand, that it's reliable and will last for a long time. So also this is our contribution to sustainability. It's not something that you throw away easily, but it's a product that can be repaired when it's broken, that will last for a very long time. The third topic that I would like to mention here is that we're also concerned about our CO2 footprint. And our goal is to be 100% CO2 neutral at the end of this year. That's not only for the home appliances, but for the whole of Bosch.
That is fantastic, actually, really, really congrats on that. And I hope you will successfully reach that and report, please, because we really need these inspiring examples here in Russia.
I guess we're the first also in home appliances industry that will be fully CO2 neutral now.
Yeah, that sounds really great. Yeah. Speaking about the very meaningful side on the market, speaking on consumers. So as we say here in Russia, consumers vote for the products with their rubles. They are named as the main factor that moves business and makes business to transform, to reach the SDGs. But speaking about the Russian customers, do you see this kind of consumers' request to be strong here in Russia? So do they pay attention on these matters that you just mentioned?
If I compare it to other European countries, it's less developed than in other countries. I would say that compared to Germany or my home country, the Netherlands, it's more important to consumers over there. Mm-hmm. But we see that it's coming. The money is important to the consumer. So we make the link in this way to you will help the environment, but you will also help your own wallet. And this combination worked very well. In our marketing stories, we always say, okay, you will consume less energy, you will consume less water. That's good. And at the same time, you save money. So, and this combination works very well in Russia.
Actually, as for me, I guess we might add this point to the point about socio-economical development, because bringing this kind of culture into Russia and making it work sustainably here is also a very important thing, actually, I'd say. Thank you. Yeah. Bosch is really famous. It's truly famous for its innovations. Some of the people don't even understand that some of the things were invented or firstly presented by Bosch. So should we expect any systematical changes within a Bosch products line these days? So do you see that we're like at the beginning of some kind of revolution?
First, let me start by saying something about our vision, in which way home appliances go there. And then I will say something about how we will reach it. Is it a revolution or an evolution? We believe the future of products is connectivity, that products are connected with the internet and connected with each other. And that offers a lot of benefits to the consumer, which are still not really known to consumers. And one example of that is cooking. Yeah, we are the market leader in kitchen appliances. We are focusing on to help the consumer in preparing a healthy and a nice, good tasting meal without much effort. Because we see in general development is that people have less time to spend on cooking. Also, the knowledge about cooking is slowly disappearing. Yeah, where in the old time, maybe your mother or your grandmother taught you how to cook. Nowadays, the generation is having less knowledge about how to prepare food, but still having a healthy meal and a nice, tasty meal is very relevant for people. And there we see our role. Our vision is to develop, let's say, guided cooking, that we support you step by step, making a good, healthy meal without having the knowledge and without spending a lot of time in the kitchen. So the kitchen appliances are connected. We propose you a recipe. Step by step, we take you by the hand in preparing that, and maybe even you get the groceries delivered online. Will this be a revolution? I don't think it will be there tomorrow. I think it will take, let's say, 5 to 10 years to really come to that. Not that it's technically not possible, but it's because the consumer needs time to adapt to it. Yeah? Especially when it comes to home appliances or to cooking, people tend to be very conservative. Yeah? So we have to bring this step by step. So I believe it will be an evolution, but we will come there in 5 to 10 years, I'm sure.
Okay, thank you. Quite interesting. And again, I'm seeing a strong connection with the present situation when people are staying at home. They don't go to the restaurants that much often as they used to. So this situation can increase the speed of this transformative process, probably.
I think the whole pandemic will speed up this process, and the adaptation of the consumer will speed up because he's now used to ordering groceries from his home. Maybe before pandemic, people prefer to go to the supermarket, but now they prefer to order online, and they see actually it's quite easy. It's fast. And now they continue doing that. So yeah, I think you're right. I think the pandemic is speeding up developments like that.
Society need to consume something the very best, something the most innovative. And on the one hand, and on the other hand, society has a strong demand to consume less. So the so-called conscious consumption. So how do you balance that?
First of all, I think it's quite difficult to bring the message to the consumer to consume less. People want to enjoy, want to improve their quality of life, and want to buy nice things. So although there is maybe a short group of consumers who is open to that, who will consume less, it's still the majority of people will continue to consume. Mm-hmm. So I think we should do it another way. I think it's our job to come with sustainable products and solutions. That even if the consumer buys it, it will be better because we, for instance, will fully recycle it, or it will take less energy to use it. So I believe more the future is in circularity, for instance, where at the start of the design of the product, you already think of the moment that it's not used anymore and it's recycled. We have an example in our company because we started 2 years ago with a concept where you can rent home appliances. So you're not own them, but you pay a fee per month and you get the newest product in your home. And those products will be returned to us. So we know 100% sure we will get it back. And we use this as a test to see how we can recycle them or use maybe parts of the product that are still good in new products. So we don't have to produce everything new, but we use it as spare parts for repair, or maybe even spare parts for completely new products. So
great.
I think our focus should be on this kind of initiative. It will be very hard to convince the consumer not to consume anymore.
Do you see this kind of program could be successfully launched here in Russia? Because we have some, cultural specifics here, because people rather prefer to own something than to lend it, than to share it. So do you have the plans to start it here?
Yeah, we're closely following now the market, and we'll probably do market research next year about that, because I think people are open to it. If you look at the success of car sharing, for instance, people are already used to pay for the use and not for owning it. Yeah, maybe in home appliances is a next step, but I think now a younger generation is used to subscription models, as using Netflix or other subscription services for TV or for music, etc. And they are open for also this kind of models, I'm sure.
Please tell us, what does it take to be a true leader nowadays? And what actually motivates you personally as a leader the most?
First of all, I think true leaders focus on the purpose a company has. For the current generation that is working in our company, especially millennials, it's not enough that a company makes money. The purpose for a company is not only to bring money to the shareholders every month. It's very important that people in a company can relate to what they're doing, have the feeling that they have impact on their daily work, and that they have impact on society and what they do. People really ask themselves why I'm going every day to my work, or why do I spend so many hours every day behind Skype or Zoom having meetings. I'm doing that because I want to do something good. It's not only about the paycheck, but I also want to have impact on the world. So I think true leaders nowadays should really focus on the purpose their organization has and how that translates to the people working there. If I may add another topic that I think true leaders should show, and that is empowerment to people. This is also currently a topic here in Russia in our organization. I don't believe in authoritarian leadership style. I believe in a style to involve people, to empower them, and also let them make decisions. This is also part of the culture where I'm coming from. I'm used to a situation where you involve a lot of people and then take a decision. And this is also one of my goals, to also bring that a little bit here in the Russian organization. And people are responding very well to it.
Pleased to hear that. So, and the second part, I just will remember you. What motivates you the most? What makes you move forward even more efficient and energetic way?
Working with my colleagues, working in teams and bringing really something across, creating something, developing. And for instance, we are now opening new shops in Russia. We're now opening Bosch brand stores where you can see our products, where you can have a very good advice, consultation, and where the service also for the products that we bring to the consumer is at a very high level. And again, it's my purpose. I bring here the quality, improve the quality of life, because I'm really focused on making this consumer journey when buying kitchen appliances better, and helping consumers making a good choice. They're spending a lot of money on that, and I'm totally committed to making it a good choice and that they can use it for many years.
The next one is also even more personal than the previous one. It's about your history here in Russia. So if I do understand it right, you are already a year in Russia.
That's right. Yeah.
People usually actually count everything by years. Speaking about your year here in Russia, on your position, what did you adapt to here? It's the first part. And on the other side, on the other hand, what did you manage to bring here? On the corporate level, to bring and to make some kind of good tradition that probably never existed before you came here?
First, what I learned here, what I already started to appreciate very much, is the passion, how people are working here. I think Russians are very, very warm and passionate people, are very involved in what they're doing and very proud in what they're doing. And I really like that, actually. I also relate to that. The people that are working for Bosch, for instance, often do that for a long time and feel very much related and involved into the company. Another one is what I really appreciate, the resilience of Russians. Coming from the European Union, we are used to a currency which is quite stable. After 1 year in Russia, I experienced already a lot of developments in the ruble. And that also has impact on the purchase power of people. But I think people are reacting very well to that. People are resilient here, are used to economic upsides and downsides, and adapt to a new situation. I think that's something that I can learn something from. So these are really I would say the two things that I appreciate more, and I also bring with me. What I can bring here, I already touched the topic of empowerment and involving people in the decision-making process. For me, it's very important that people always can approach me, that I'm approachable. People can always call me by my first name, which was not common for a general director in my company. So I would like to bring this close relationship and easy communication to the people in the company, and I would like to bring them the empowerment that people also have the feeling that they can make the decisions, and that not always the boss has to make the decisions.
So each crisis, as we already know, that famous saying, it's not just the crisis, it's also opening of the opportunities. So what are those opportunities these days for BSH in Russia?
The main opportunity is the growth of online business. This is speeded, really increased now this year. Actually, when you need a new washing machine or kitchen appliances, the whole journey starts at home, at the couch. You take your mobile phone or tablet or a computer and you start to look. This is actually for Bosch a big opportunity because we have a strong brand name. So people tend to choose reliable brands online because they don't have a salesperson who tells them something about it. So they have to rely on what they already know. And in the case of Bosch, that's quite positive because they think it's reliable and it's a German brand, high quality. So that offers a good opportunity for us. And we take also this opportunity to get a closer contact with the consumer. We started a live chat function a few months ago. So if you have a question now, you don't have to go to a shop, but you can just visit our website and you are directly in touch with one of our consultants who are giving you advice about which product to use. I believe in very close contact with consumers and also to give them feedback what we should improve. So we're also using this to review what we're doing and improve the processes or products when that's needed. So this whole year gives us the opportunities to get much closer to the end user, to consumer. And I think we should take that opportunity to make ourselves better.
Thank you for being a great example of a true leader who is, on the one hand, is very critical to the situation he works and he is in, but still very optimistic and very positive. This is a very rare combination nowadays. I would like to wish you a true success in competing and completing the projects that you are running and in transforming the best global practices here on the Russian market. Success to you personally and to your great team. Thank you.
Thank you very much.